Welcome back. Although many residents of some suburbs of the Federal Capital Territory could not kill rams to celebrate the Eid-El-Kabir, for them, there's still a lot to thank God for. They say the celebration is their way of expressing happiness for the goodness of Allah.
That it is in the city or in the slum does not in any way reduce the impact of Salah, a time to thank Allah for His mercies. This is what residents of Oshafa village, a slum in Buari Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, seem to be saying here. But what sets them apart from the sort of celebrations you will find in the city is simple. The streets and roads are littered with children, and the youth are all decked out in their best, happy to celebrate the festivities.
We are just trying to celebrate Salah, so to thank God for the days I've given us and the air we use and breathing.
Wannan sallah mun gode Allah kuma mun ji daɗi. Duka mu ga mu muna wasannin mu na jin daɗi na sallah.
Their homes are deserted and quiet, and it doesn't take one long time to find out why. This little community gathers at the village square every Salah to have a central dance fair. And this is prepared through the day until late evening when events kick off. The community head who chairs the occasion says his prayers go for Nigeria, that peace and security might return soon, a sentiment shared by the chairman of Buari Area Council, who, although Christian, joins in the festivities.
God didn't create Muslim or a Christian. He created man in his own image. So we should be seen to be one. We should be seen to be our brother's keepers. And that love of God should continue in us.
For the moment, they are all celebrating in their own little ways. But come evening time, all roads will lead to the square where they will celebrate until dusk. And for them here at Oshafa, Allah is merciful for granting them life amidst all strife.
The dream of several young entrepreneurs is to own his or her own business. And this is why the wife of Kogi State Governor, Mrs. Halimat Wada, is taking up the training and empowerment of rural women from the Western Senatorial District. This would allow them start small-scale businesses. At the flag-off of the empowerment program in Kaba, Bunu local government area, Hajia Halimat Wada called on the women to work towards being self-reliant and dependable.
Her opening speech at the event is clear. Beneficiaries of the empowerment loan must be upright and judicious in their spending.
Whether the issue is improving education in the developing world or fighting global climate change, or addressing nearly any other challenge we face, empowering women is a critical part of the equation.
The First Lady of Kogi State and founder of Kogi Women Empowerment Program, Hajia Halimat Wada, is confident about these women, insisting that women are better managers of finances.
Since the empowerment of one woman is tantamount to the empowerment of a household, I firmly believe that with time, the level of poverty among the rural women will be greatly reduced.
Beneficiaries of the loans are selectively drawn from the 7 local government areas of the West Senatorial District of Kogi State.
Residents of Idiator North local government area of Imo State have urged the federal government to revisit the abandoned Newi Arondiziogu Okigwe Link Road. Leaders and youth from some of the affected communities carried placards to protest what they called lack of federal presence in the area. On our community report tonight, we take a tour of this road, which connects Enugu Port Harcourt Road and is used by about 100 communities.
Now you're talking.
The
This is the Nnewi Arondizogu Okigwe Interstates Link Road, and it was constructed in 1982 to connect the Onitsha-Owerri on one hand and Enugu-Port Harcourt on the other axis. However, the road, measuring about 75 kilometers, has been in a deplorable state for several years, despite the presence of construction work.
We have suffered this dilapidation of this road. We are really in trouble. For over 15 years now, this project has been ongoing and nothing has been done about it.
Does this look like a federal road? When you look at it, the road is in a very bad state. And it has been like this for the past 15 years. No government presence around this zone. Are we not part of Nigeria?
The most affected aspect of the road is the Arondizogu axis. Broken down equipment adorned the road, indicating that work had once started on the road. The consequence of the situation is that the once thriving economy of the communities is being affected.
This road looks like we have been forgotten in the scheme of things in this country called Nigeria and in this state called Imo State.
Every time when we finish producing our rice, we don't have any access road to bring out our products. People don't even come to buy it, so we remain poor all the year round.
Some parts of the road have already been given a facelift. However, the contractors were not on site to explain the abandonment of this axis of the road. But the Minister of Works has promised that all abandoned projects will be given due attention.
In 2 years, we have recorded massive rehabilitation of arterial roads across the country. A number of abandoned projects were revived. Many of them have been completed. A point in case is the Onitsha-Owerri Expressway, for which only a section of it was completed. The section from Owerri Midway, which was completed by Julius Berger before this administration came in. Once again, our roads are now beginning to help to oil the wheels of our nation's economy, and that is where we want to take the road sector to. I'm not saying we have finished all the work. It is still a work in progress, but I can assure you at the end of this administration, the road sector will never be the same again. That is why when you move to the southeast of Nigeria today, all the erosion-ravaged cityscape that you used to see there is no more.
Communities on the axis of the road are known for large-scale rice farming. As the federal government works to boost agriculture in the country, it may just be necessary to focus on this road for the rice production from this area to thrive.
Etisalat, now you're talking.
There's good news for the physically challenged people who were recently sacked from the Nasarawa Civil Service. The state governor, Mr. Tanko Almakura, has directed his Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development to investigate the sacking of the workers. The governor gave the directive when he received the Association of Blind Persons at Government House in Lafia, the state capital, giving them the assurance that the state is addressing the challenges facing people living with disabilities.
Governor Tanko Almakura on hand to receive visitors as part of this year's special Salah homage exercise. First to visit is the Association of the Blind Nasarawa State Chapter. They came with complaints, beginning with what they called mass sack of their members in the state public service. The governor promised to take immediate action.
Sir, we also have several of us who worked with the local government councils, and they were forced out of the employment. In fact, since then, life has not been so easy for us.
You made mention of people who had been put out of job, maybe as a result of their disability. I'm shocked because this has never come to me officially. I would like the Commissioner for Education and Women Affairs to put heads together to find out those people who lost their jobs, who are disabled, and let me have it within 1 week. I assure you that all people living with disability whose job has been taken away from them will be reinstated automatically.
The governor also received delegations of non-indigenes from the various ethnic groups from the south. They commended him for creating an enabling environment for peaceful coexistence.
Since this state was created, we are beginning little, not as much as you give us now. That we are praying for you to look us, the Yoruba community in the state. I think we are the people that we are looking for your assistance now.
I pray that the spirit of this season, which is that of neighborliness, friendship, and sacrifice, will be with us, and it will be in our minds as we live together as one people destiny.
While at the Nasarawa State Traditional Rulers Council to pay Salah homage, the Emir of Lafia, Dr. Mustafa Agui, told the governor that traditional rulers will work with the state government to help ensure security in the state.
Well, we return to Oyo State, where the governor, Abiola Ajimobi, has been speaking on the dissolution of the state cabinet, pointing out that the essence is to bring freshness to the administration.
The dissolution was based on so many needs. One of those needs is that of what I call integration, reconciliation, because the party and many other stakeholders were complaining that, oh, we are not involved, we are not involved. So what I've done now is to write to the party to please submit names of nominees that we will consider for appointment. So I think this time around we'll make sure we spread it to all the local governments so that they are fairly represented. So a major reason is that of reconciliation. Hence we dissolved the cabinet. The second reason had to do with the usual systemic requirements in every organization. Any organization requires review, revision, reinvigoration, rejuvenation. And what we've done is to try to rejuvenate.
First Bank, truly the first.
Let's catch up on business news now. Here's Loretta Chogo.
Thank you, Bimbo. And we start off with this report saying that Fitch Ratings, an economy watchdog, has placed Nigeria's long-term foreign and local currency IDRs and senior unsecured bond ratings at BB. That means it's subject to change. The agency has also affirmed Nigeria's short-term foreign currency IDR at B and country ceiling at BB. The affirmation is a reflection of the GDP growth, which slowed to 6.4% in first half of 2013, but showed resilience in the face of shocks. This includes the severe floods in 2012, which hit agricultural output, security problems, especially in the north, and increased oil theft and vandalism, and the consequent repair and shutdowns, which have caused oil output to contract for the second year in a row. The report also states that the non-oil economy slowed, but still grew by 7.9% in 2012 and 7.6% in the first half of 2013. The recent divestments from some onshore oil blocks by some international oil companies is no threat to the nation's oil and gas industry, so says the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Now speaking with journalists, the General Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Engineer Andrew Yakubu, explained that the divestments would promote effective indigenous participation in core upstream activities. Mr. Yakubu noted that the major players that are divesting have allowed the oil blocks go fallow for years without significant development. He hinted that the divestment offers immense opportunity for the Nigeria's indigenous flagship upstream operator, the Nigerian Petroleum development company NPDC to grow its capacity and capability, especially as it strives to meet the daily target of crude production of 250,000 barrels by 2020. Now, the Debt Management Office plans to auction the sum of 55 billion naira on behalf of the federal government on Friday. According to a circular posted on its website, the bonds will be in two tranches. First is a 3-year reopening of 25 billion naira worth of bill maturing in 2016. The second is also a reopening of 20-year bill worth 30 billion naira and maturing in July 2030. The DMO noted that settlement day will be on Tuesday, 22nd of October. FGN bonds are backed by the full faith and credit of the federal government and are charged upon the general assets of Nigeria. And that's it from the business scene. The news at 10 returns shortly. Stay with us.
First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Sunshine Stars dash Enyimba's hopes of a record 7th title. That's on Sports News. Do stay with us.